So, what's up everyone? Mayang hapon kids sa inyo tanan. Welcome back to TEDxVillamonte's Ideas Worth Spreading, an online exclusive fundraising campaign where we talk with the leaders of today, spearheading. Oh wait, give me a second. 1 second, 1 second. There, all right. Let's take two on this because apparently the audio wasn't on. Our little furry friends are with us here today, by the way. All right. So what's up everyone? Mayang hapon gid sa inyo tanan. Welcome back to TEDx Villamonte's Ideas Worth Spreading series, an online exclusive fundraising campaign where we talk with the leaders of today, spearheading revolutionary work for a better tomorrow. Now, last time we experienced technical issues with the audio, and we nearly did again, and we're sorry for that. We sincerely apologize, and we promise that we will do better with our future broadcasts. So if anyone can hear me okay, please signal me down below to see if you can hear me. All right. So looks like we are good to go. Before we continue any further, we ask everyone to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, TEDx Villamonte. Okay, please. Oh shit. Link is in the description of the live. This will help generate funding for our TEDx event coming this October. So please do subscribe and like all the videos on that YouTube channel. Okay, so our esteemed guest today is Malou Perez, the founder of PAWssion Project. For those who do not know, PAWssion Project is a Bacolod-based rescue group mainly for dogs. They rescue, rehab, and rehome stray animals on the street. Maybe you've also seen their recent work online, where during quarantine they conducted a stray feeding program throughout the streets of the city that just concluded recently. All right. So Malou Perez is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Marketing at LaSalle Bacolod. She currently works as a financial advisor at Sun Life Financial Philippines. She absolutely loves traveling, though pretty sure not during COVID. And you may usually see her with the dogs playing at the beach. When her pet dog named Casper passed away, however, she made a vow that she will help all dogs who need her help. Few years later, the PAWssion Project was born. PAWssion Project started when she heard about the 50 dogs who were supposed to be put down by gunshot. Luckily, she knew somebody who had the same passion for stray animals as her and was able to lend her property in Cadiz for the strays. She didn't expect that her small project would grow at such an exponential rate so quickly, nor that she would get this much support from the local community. They have helped ones, stray dogs, find families, look for dogs in the community, for lost dogs, I mean in the community, and currently advocates for for animal rights. She has been featured in Rappler, Manila Bulletin, ABS-CBN, and Cosmopolitan magazine, together with Miss Heart Evangelista when they helped out with the PAWssion project, I believe not too long ago. When the COVID-19 pandemic started, Miss Malou still pursued her advocacy of helping stray animals despite the enormous difficulty. Truly, nothing can stop this wonderful fur mommy from helping her fur babies. So thank you for joining us today, Miss Malou.
Hello.
Hello, so thank you for joining us here for our second episode. And as you can see, we have brought our little furry friends. Hi!
Hi,
So,
this is Marcos.
and this is RB. We are here today to conduct the second interview for TEDxVillamonte, and the reason why I couldn't really concentrate earlier. Okay. So RB's gonna be taking his seat right now, just right over there. Because he's been struggling since kanina pa. Alright. So, Miss Malou, tell us more about PAWssion Project and the work that they do.
Okay, so hi again, Gino, and everyone else at TEDx.
Oh wait, give me a second, because my dog, I think hears intruders. No, RB. Shh, shh, shh. All right.
The best part about doing live shows.
Maraming bloopers. Okay, continue on. I'm
Yes.
sorry, miss.
So yeah. Okay, so again, Gino and everyone else behind TEDx, thank you for having me. I always appreciate, things like this because it helps us raise awareness on the reality of strays and, what other things that we can help them with. And also, just FYI, the shelter is actually in Victorias, not in Cadiz.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry,
Passion
miss.
Project, yeah, Passion Project started 2018, and it was all because of a single Facebook post that there were 50 dogs on death row scheduled to be killed by gunshot. So I personally shared that post. And then after I think 2 days later, Manang Jen, our family friend who owns the farm where the shelter is right now, phoned me and called me. Did you see this post about the dogs on death row at the Bacolod City Pound? Uh, we were supposed to do an Airbnb business there at the farm. Dapat mag Airbnb business kami, put like a tent, glamping. It started really, she messaged me because she saw my post. You mentioned earlier that we're traveling and going to the beach. She saw my post when I went to Palawan na I went camping on one island. And then like my caption was like, I'd rather go for like a million stars over a 4-star hotel. So she messaged me and asked me if I was game to do a Airbnb business at the farm with her, and we'll replicate something
Mm,
like that.
mm,
Um, so when she saw the post, she phoned me and called me, told me that, again, there were dogs on death row. And since we don't have any concrete plans yet, she asked if I was okay to rescue them. Like, she'd be more than willing to offer the farm, but I do the rescuing and everything, which for
I
me
see.
was a major thing already because, like I mentioned, I personally shared the post as well, but I didn't really act on it because, of course, first thing that will come to mind is that if I get the 50, where will I put them?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
she basically gave the answer to my question. And when she asked me without second thoughts, I just said yes. I don't know what was running through my mind. I didn't have any experience. I don't have any know-how of how a shelter is being run. I just said yes. And by God's grace, after 3 days, we were able to get those dogs. We were able to put up the first kennel, and that's what started Potion Project. Because after that, I got reports every day. Like, I got more and more reports from people from other places, not just in Bacolod, telling me, "Hey, in our city, we also have this number of dogs on death row, blah blah blah." And it never ended. And when I went to the pound to rescue the dogs, I was standing next to the hole where they were supposed to be buried, and it was very traumatizing. So I thought, like, okay, I'm gonna get this batch of dogs, but if I won't really do so much, it's not gonna end here. More and more dogs will die every day, every week, and other pounds. So that's really what started Potion Project. Just a single Facebook post.
So that's quite amazing. No, now with just one Facebook post, you were able to spark this movement that I believe has gone through several cities.
Yeah.
Do you have a branch right in Luzon?
Yes. So we have two shelters now in less than 2 years. One is in Victorias at the Hacienda Coscolwela, and the other one is in Bulacan. It was actually Isa Calzado who helped find the shelter in Bulacan.
I see. So, Passion Project right now has two shelters, if I'm not mistaken, one here and
Yes,
one
two
in
shelters.
Bulacan. So that
Yes.
must have been quite the logistical, what's this? The logistical challenge to get 50 dogs right away, to find shelter for them.
Mm-hmm.
So with the difficulty that you faced, can you elaborate to us what insufficiencies do you see in our local laws or our community practices that are failing our furry little friends?
A lot. A lot. I can go on and on about, the things that we have to improve on. But first and foremost, it's really, I think, the ignorance. We still have to advocate more. We still have to educate more people because imagine, Gino, your dog is out there in the street and the pound is there, the pound actually has the right to get your dog and impound your dog.
Oh
Even if
no.
your dog is owned, even if there's a collar, technically, if a dog is out there in the street without their human with them, if they're not leashed, they're already considered a stray. So they will be impounded. And as per the law, if they're not rescued or adopted or redeemed at the pound within 3 days, well, some pounds are more lenient. They extend it to a week or two. If they're not claimed or rescued, they're euthanized. And that's what I realized as I go through, as I progress in this advocacy. Um, there are different ways of killing them pa in the pounds. So, like here in Bacolod, it's by gunshot. In other pounds, well, people say, of course, it's euthanasia, but I also got reports telling me that no one really gets to monitor how the dogs are euthanized. So we'll never know if the drug that's being used to euthanize them is really the proper drug. Because there are drugs, the cheaper ones, when you inject it to the dogs, they don't really die like in seconds. They die like in 2 minutes. So that's actually torture. And other pounds also, most of the pounds actually don't have enough budget. So, there are a lot of people requesting for the impounding of strays. And that's why my goal really is to spread awareness. Just last week, I rescued more than 20 dogs from the city pound. I said,
Oh
I'm going to take a
nice.
break from rescuing, but, go to the pound, you see the dogs, look, that's my problem. Once I get to look at the eye of the dog, I just couldn't let it go anymore. Like I feel like I have to do something to save that dog. So when I went to the pound, there were over 20 dogs there on death row. And again, I thought to myself, like, okay, I'm gonna save a few. I'm gonna save
Yeah.
five. When I went to the pound, I rescued more than 20 because it's so hard to leave them. And what's even more heartbreaking was when I went there to the pound to rescue the dogs.
Mhm.
Imagine we haven't even left yet, and the impounding vehicle arrived already with a new batch of dogs. Very healthy,
Oh boy.
beautiful dogs. Yes, and the one who requested for the impounding of those dogs was a barangay captain. So it's very heartbreaking. When we think of it, these people who are in office, these people who are supposed to be the instrument of educating people are even the ones requesting for the impounding of the dogs. So I really want to take this opportunity to reach out to everyone and tell everyone, most especially the residents of Bacolod, when you request for the impounding of a dog, know that you are actually responsible for its death. Because, not too many people go to the pound. Not too many people even know that we have a city pound here in Bacolod.
Yeah.
So who's gonna get the dogs there? And I tell you, I cannot save them all. I cannot rescue them all because rescuing is just day one. Having to sustain their needs is the most difficult part. And many of these dogs they get a virus when they go when they're impounded. So when I get them, they're already sick. So that's why I cannot rescue them all. So again, to everyone who requests for the impounding of dogs, know that you're actually responsible for the death of the dogs in the pounds. I'm saying this because you already mentioned what are the things that I feel like we need to improve on in terms of the legislation.
Yes.
um, I think that we really have to work harder on improving the laws on animal welfare. We already have an existing Animal Welfare Act, but the problem is, just like with the many other laws in the country, is the implementation.
That's
So
true.
it's already it's bawal na to dog meat trade is illegal. Animal cruelty is a criminal offense. But we still see people reporting to Facebook that their dog's neighbor has been hit by the owner, or like there are people reporting about dog meat trade. So that's the problem. We have the laws, but it's not properly implemented. People don't know who to report to. I get reports. I get hundreds of messages every day on the page. And PAWssion Project is a very, very small group. Um, people requesting me to rescue the dog of their neighbor. I'm here in Bacolod. How can I rescue the dog in Manila?
Oh
But the
no.
problem is people don't know what to do. People don't know who to report to. Sometimes they go to the barangay to ask for help. People from the barangay will just tell them it's just a dog. Or people from there don't know what to do. So I think first and foremost, we really have to fix the law. We need to have a committee to make sure that it's properly implemented. People have to know who to report to in cases of animal cruelty, or if they see a dog meat trade. And I think we really have to have more programs for the strays. Spay and neuter should be nationwide.
Yes.
And spay and neuter is still alien to a lot of people. A lot of people still don't know what spay and neuter is. Some people even think na it's animal cruelty now. So again, we have to, we all have to come together to educate people. The only way for us to save hundreds, thousands of lives is to sterilize one dog, one cat. Fix one
Mm.
dog, fix one cat, you're gonna save hundreds and thousands of unwanted litters.
Definitely. And it's very nice that you were very frank about the current community practices here, where even local officials don't regard dogs to be on a level worth legislating for or worth going through the red tape for.
Helping.
And the current practices in the pound, which are quite frankly very inhumane to hear, gunshot, and I heard
Mhm.
somewhere it's drowning, they drown the dogs. And I myself,
Suffocation too.
mhm.
Suffocation in some pounds.
Suffocation.
Yeah,
How in what
they
way do they
gas.
suffocate?
They gas the dogs.
Gas with what?
Carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide.
They have money for carbon monoxide, but not enough money to apparently, what's this, create a better environment for our dogs. And during our pre-interview, in fact, I believe you mentioned that peep dogs in the city are actually way worse off than dogs in the along the
The
beaches or
island.
in secluded areas or in the forest, because
Yes.
here they can face a lot of discrimination. They can face a lot of aggression from their human neighbors who
Yes.
kick them, who send them to the pound. So
Throw stones at them.
yes, throw stones at them, and it's very appalling that it's an what's this? It's a practice until today, and also car
Yes.
pollution. So um, what can you say to those people then? Why do you what message do you have to people
They're
who
not.
don't believe that
They're not
animal rights,
humans.
yeah, that animal rights aren't the same as human rights? What can you say to those people?
I can only tell them they're not humans. The dogs are even kinder than them. We have to understand that um, you know, I'd always think no one's above anyone. And we always say in PAWssion Project that all lives matter. I mean, like right now, Black Lives Matter is trending. But we have to understand it's not just Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Let's continue to fight for the rights of these animals because they have lives too, just like
Mhm.
us. And again, no one said that humans are set foot here are here on this planet to rule the planet. Of
That's
course, no one
true.
said that.
All
We're
of
here
us
to look
creations
after
of
the
God.
and yeah, of course. We're here because and we were given brains so we can think about the welfare of these voiceless animals who cannot speak for themselves. I think my only message really to everyone who's not kind to strays, I really hope that reincarnation is real. So that when you get reincarnated, you become a stray and people will not give food to you. People will not give a shelter to you. Imagine how that feels.
Mm,
I think if everyone believes, kind of things, that things is like, that, things is going to be like that, people will be kinder to
yeah.
animals.
No, what's this? And I believe, it applies to animal rights, and it applies to generally all forms of civil rights, that the reason why we advocate for these, it's just for one simple reason: we're human and we have to be human to others, and I
And we
believe,
have to coexist. And
yes,
we have to
coexist.
coexist.
Yes, I believe it's the golden rule across all religions. Na if you want,
Yes.
you treat others the way you wish to be treated. It's ganon.
Exactly. And most importantly, it's not their fault that they're out there in the street. It's not their fault that they don't have a family. It's not their fault that they don't have a home. So, let's be nice to them. Because again, had they been given a choice, of course they want to be sheltered as well. Of course they want to be in a home with a family. So people will feed them. So people will protect them from animal cruelty. But again, that's not the case. And because the root has not been addressed ever since, and I am saying that the root is actually, the overpopulation problem. Imagine if spay and neuter has been practiced here in the country even before, we won't have as many strays as we have right now.
Yes.
So that's why we're an advocate really for spay and neuter. Parang sa tao lang na the reproductive health bill.
Yeah.
I'm a Catholic and I'm a practicing Catholic. But I really believe that, if you can't really provide for them anymore, please, let's control the population.
No, and we shouldn't be like, if a short segue, I guess, to the RH law that you were talking about. I believe, that as Catholics, we have a responsibility not just to, not just to go forth and, populate the earth, but more
Multiply.
so go forth and multiply, but also be able to provide, what's this,
Yes,
be able to provide a sustainable environment for everyone to
that's
coexist
true.
in. So
That's
with
true.
so actually, I know that a lot of people are willing to, are willing to have a free friend to join their family. So what can you say to people naman who want to have a dog but don't want to adopt a stray dog? Like, they have this sort of
Um,
prejudice against stray dogs.
I think my only message to everyone, most especially those who want to have a dog, they're all just the same. The breed and everything, it's all marketing strategy. I'm a marketing graduate. I firmly believe it's all marketing strategy. They're all just the same. They're all just dogs. The strays that you see on the streets, they're beautiful dogs, only that no one gives them a bath, only that no one gets to feed them properly, but they are all able to give you the same amount of love if only you're kind to them, if only if you treat them with kindness and you love them unconditionally, because they're just going to give you back that amount of love like 10,000 folds. um I shared on the page, on Caution Project's page earlier, one animal advocate, Rosie, she went here in the country before and she's actually adopted two aspens. She spent around 250,000 each just so she can bring those aspens back home in UK.
Ah,
So
yes.
imagine,
I
for
saw
these,
that
for,
she paid,
yeah,
I think, a lot of money just to have them brought back to the
yes.
US.
And a
Wow.
lot of people actually also message the page from abroad wanting to adopt one. So imagine the strays that we neglect here. There are a number of people who want them. So for them, parang they have a breed din naman. And you know what? The aspens, they all have a certain breed in them. What's beautiful with aspens is that they're always a mystery, most especially if you get a puppy in aspen. You won't know what it will look like when it grows up. They're always a mystery. You won't know what the dad is. You won't know what kind of breed the mom or the grandmom or the granddad is. They're always a mystery. And the best part about having to rescue, to get a rescued animal, they went through so much in life, so they're already happy with a little kindness.
Oh,
Compared actually to, like a sheltered pet,
yeah.
they're ano pa, parang, how do you say that? They're more, or they're spoiled. They're so
Spoiled.
spoiled. They're very, very spoiled compared to rescued animals. I can always say na rescued, adopted, second-hand pets are actually turn out to be first class na pets
The
talaga.
lovers,
Because
the who loves
yeah,
pets.
because they're very, very grateful. And I tell everyone, strays are just but unwanted pets. Strays are just but um, these are the animals who picky people, picky people ignore. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I have 13 dogs. Only two of them have breed. And the other one pa is a litter of my rescued Shih Tzu. Everyone else are all Aspens. Or either a mix of a certain breed, and they're all beautiful. I got them when they were mangy. I got them when they were a discarded litter from the street. But they're all beautiful now. And then when I go to the vet, sometimes people will ask what breed are they, and I'd proudly say that they're Aspens and they're just rescued animals. So I really encourage everyone, if you want, and it's very fulfilling. It's so fulfilling when you realize that you've actually saved the life of an animal. Like what I always say, one dog is still one life.
Definitely.
And I don't know if you saw my post also. That was last week. My dog Loki actually saved my life. Loki is just an adopted dog. Because I do stray feeding every night, and during the day, I still have work in between. I
Yeah, working in
also,
sunlight pa.
yeah, I have two shelters to manage. And then the stray feeding actually is nationwide. So I personally coordinate with the stray feeders, send supplies, send allowances. I do rescue operations pa on the side. So that one night, I was very, very tired. I fell asleep with the scented candle on. So
Mm-hmm.
until naubos talaga the candle, and then the glass exploded, and there was really smoke. And then I woke up to some receipts burning, and I was only able to wake up because Loki, my adopted dog, didn't stop barking until I woke up. So he barked and
Oh,
barked, and then he was scratching me in the bed until I woke up. It happened in the middle of the night, and I was so exhausted. So if Loki was not there, then you might not be
grabe.
talking to me now
Oh
anymore.
my
So
God. That's so touching, and what's this? Such a very intense pero such a touching story
yeah,
talaga na,
yeah,
dogs really are a wonder na they have a
yeah.
na parang
We
even
don't
though they can't
deserve.
speak.
We don't deserve them.
That's
So
true.
imagine that's what I would proudly tell everyone. I normally rescue dogs, but that night my dog rescued me. So and I get a lot of stories. I get a lot of inspiring testimonies from people who have adopted dogs from us that the dogs have saved them from depression, from anxiety. Rescue dogs are amazing.
Mhm.
I just encourage everyone, you can try, and the best way actually is to try fostering. We still get concerns from people asking us about fostering. Fostering is just
Yes.
like adopting, but it's temporary. So
Ah, I see.
it's the best way for you to try out having to welcome an aspen or rescue dog into your home. Just this quarantine, we actually had a foster a puppy program in Luzon, and Heart Evangelista fostered one puppy from us. It was actually her who messaged me and gave me the idea about the fostering program.
That's
She
oh
fostered
God.
Linda. She fostered Linda. Unfortunately, Linda died. And she actually posted a video about it. She was very devastated. She cried a lot when she lost Linda because
Oh
Linda had a lot
no.
of worms. So
Ah, I
apparently
see.
the worms umabot na sa lungs ni Linda. That's why she died. So just one case, just one puppy, and it's raised so much awareness. Kawawa the stray puppies, because the moms just eat garbage. The
Yeah, they
mama
have.
dogs would
Mm,
scavenge for food. So they're not even born yet, but they already have worms inside their tummy. So Heart was very, very devastated. She already told me first time ever that she felt a connection with her foster puppy. Linda could have been the next Panda Escudero. She was really very sad about the passing of Linda. But she told me that it's not gonna stop her from, opening her home to a stray or to an aspen. But I'm also very happy because we have a number of other puppies who were fostered. And just this morning, some of them told me that they're gonna keep the puppy. They're gonna adopt the puppy. So
That's
foster fail.
nice. That's great. And kudos to, Heart Evangelista as well for raising awareness about this issue and for continuing her advocacy despite,
Yeah.
that very what's that horrific experience. So
Yes.
um so we just have, last two questions actually. So what's next for Passion Project, and what advice can you give out there for, future prospect pet holders and for those who want to volunteer for Passions or any other animal rights based organization?
There's still so much more for Passion Project. I have very, very big dreams, not just for Passion Project, but for the animal welfare in the Philippines.
Mhm.
We're already there. We're already there. This advocacy is very, very exhausting. It's very tiring, emotionally, financially, physically, lahat, all aspects. But we're already there. The fact that we get a lot of reports on the page every day, that just means that more and more people are aware. That just means that more and more people, they're more concerned now about not just the aspens, but their pets, even their neighbors' pets. So we're already there. I really dream that the day will come when I doubt that we'll have a stray free country. I think it will never happen.
Yeah.
But my dream is just for us to get to that day where people are kinder to animals, where people in office will regard animal welfare as well. That the every LGU will have a program for the strays. And because again, if everyone just understands that these strays can coexist with us, um, we won't have to rescue dogs in the pounds anymore. When I started Potion Project, I was very, very concerned about having to kill dogs by gunshot in pounds. But if we actually I realized if we actually go to the root of the problem, if we actually if we go to, if we promote stricter laws for animal welfare, if we encourage people to become responsible pet owners, if we have spay and neuter and vaccination drives everywhere, I don't care if dogs are killed by gunshot in the pound, because at the end of the day, they're never gonna get to the point where they will be
They'll have
impounded
to be brought to
anyway.
the pound. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's focus on solving the very root of the problem, which again is overpopulation, irresponsible pet ownership, and lack of programs for the animals. So that's my dream. I really dream of for that day to come, and I know it will come because there are more and more people who are already getting aware about the reality of strays. Us having to rescue dogs from the pounds, us having to feed the strays here in Bacolod. And I also posted about the video about the Lacson babies. These are the group of dogs there along Lacson Street sa may
Ah,
rib
I see.
shack na building. There are around 10 of them. I feed them every night. And there was one night where, the usual time that I was supposed to feed them, when I passed by that area, I still didn't have the food because I came from the shelter,
Mm-hmm.
because I brought dogs that we rescued from the pound.
Mm-hmm.
So, when the car passed by that area, imagine the dogs ran after the car. And it
Oh,
broke my heart. I don't know what to feel like. Should I be happy about it, or should I be heartbroken that the dogs were running after the car, but I still didn't have the food yet because I was just about to get the food. So it's so heartbreaking. And a lot of followers of Passion Project have been so concerned about them, because just today we already posted that we're gonna be signing off from the stray feeding this Sunday. As much as we want to continue with the stray feeding, we actually spend around 300,000 a month for
wow,
stray
that's a
feeding
lot.
alone all over the country. Yeah, because we employed, if there's anything that I can be proud of the team and the people helping out, the donors, we were able to employ 10 people for 2 months. The others less. But we have employed people to help us feed the strays. So it's hitting two birds with one stone. Having to help displaced workers or animal advocates while we also help feed the strays.
That's nice.
So yeah, so a lot of followers were concerned about the Lacson babies, and I'm very happy to tell everyone that I'm gonna be rescuing them because it's
Hooray!
just so hard. It's just so hard. They are my day one. They were my very motivation to do the stray feeding, and it's so hard. I really find it a hard time to go to sleep at night thinking about them because they're like my pets already. It's so heartbreaking when you think of it. What if I'm not be able to go there because I'm
Yeah.
busy? These dogs continue to wait for me. These dogs, the dogs won't understand that, we're on GCQ already. Everything's back to the new
Yeah.
normal. That's why we cannot feed them anymore. So I want to get them all, but it's so hard. We feed around 500 strays here in Bacolod alone. How are we gonna get them? So, but
So,
I'm gonna
ho-
get the Lacson babies to start with because they're the day one.
that's okay. So, with the Lakson babies, will they be brought back to the PAWssion project
The shelter.
shelter, or other?
Yes.
So your shelter,
I'm
I see.
bringing I'm bringing them to the shelter, but I also would encourage everyone if there's anyone willing to adopt, most especially Big Boy. Big Boy is the most popular among them. He's a very very big dog, but very street, but very very sweet. If there's anyone willing to adopt them, please message me. I'd be more than willing to assist in the rehoming. We can already have them vaccinated, dewormed, and neutered for you. I just want them to be in good homes.
So, if for everyone watching this, see, Miss Perez is calling for people in Bacolod City, people who are willing to adopt a stray dog. We currently have here the Laksan babies who will be brought
Yes.
to the PAWssion project shelter by when,
Yeah.
Miss?
This week we'll schedule the rescue this week. But if anything, I also posted already. I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago that we're now open for volunteers again. Just please check on the post on the page, Facebook page, and Instagram page because we posted about the guidelines, of course, to make sure that everyone's safe. Everyone should still practice social distancing, no
Mm-hmm.
mask, no entry, no email confirmation, no entry. But everyone's welcome to visit the shelter now and volunteer and take a look at the dogs that we have rescued. They're beautiful. If you're looking to get a new furry friend or a new member in the family, the rescues that we have at the shelter are the best.
Sige po. Me personally, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to go out yet in modified general community quarantine, but we'll definitely do our best to
Yeah.
stop by. And to recap again, to anyone who is willing to volunteer right now for the Passion Project, they are currently accepting volunteers again. And they are currently looking for people to adopt the Lakson babies who have gained notoriety online, who have gained a following online, I believe. So thank you so much, Miss, for coming out this
Yeah.
afternoon and for sharing, your very noble and very what's this? Your very generous advocacy towards the community and towards our little furry friends. See,
Thank you,
RB,
Tino.
wait, say goodbye, RB. All right,
Marcus says,
so
Marcus say bye.
bye bye. Thank you so much,
Marcus says
Miss,
bye
for
bye.
joining us this afternoon. We hope to see you soon, especially in
Yes.
our TEDx live event, which will happen this
Yes.
October.
Last appeal to everybody. Since we're now on GCQ, I would like to encourage everyone to please feed a stray when you can. 1,000 people feeding one stray a day, that's 1,000 strays fed every day. Having to feed the strays will also help lessen the rabies cases because, of course, they won't have to fight with the rats and the garbage anymore. And feeding a stray will gain you a merit in heaven. And also, just a little reminder to all the drivers out there. Um, wait, there, a little reminder to the drivers out there. Please take a break for animals. While we were doing the stray feeding, while we were on ECQ, we'd see a lot of dead puppies, dead dogs, dead cats on the street. So just an appeal to everybody, please take a break for animals. Again, it's not their fault that they're out there in the streets, and because they're hungry, they're wandering around. So please drive safely and think of the animals also who don't have homes.
Yes. Once again, Miss Malou, calling all drivers, calling all people who are currently driving their vehicles to please be mindful of animals on the road. Please do not run them
Take a
over.
break.
Take a break.
Take a break for animals.
Yes. Thank you so much, Miss, for sharing your advocacy for our furry little friends, for all stray animals here and around the globe. We hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, Miss.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Miss.
Thank
Sige.
you.
Let's just. All right. So, for everyone, once again, thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's TEDxVillamonte on YouTube. And we hope to see you soon in our future live events. Please continue to follow us on TEDx Villamonte for updates about the activity. As of now, we might do TEDx Villamonte online. Please just follow our page for updates about that. And we hope to see you once again tomorrow. Our live will be every day henceforth from today. So thank you so much for joining us and please stay safe always. Madam, magiging salamat.